Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing tonight? Hello. I'm telling you, the weekend has started. It's a beautiful weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend. I hope umepangia mom kitu poa sana. All right, it's going to be a fantastic show tonight. We have this amazing young lady. She's called Pritty, Vishy. I'm sure you follow her on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. So she's a content creator and she just has a lot of influence on our little young girls and even us, all the women kidogo about her weight loss journey, curbing body shaming and so much. I'm so excited to have her here in studio. And also, of course, we have Willis Ocheng, the word master, who's going to be joining us live and direct from Kisii County. Of course, it's going to be a fantastic 1 hour. And of course, the top stories. Let's begin with the highlights. Tonight, slain Kasipul Member of Parliament Charles Ongondo Were laid to rest at his home in Kachian village, Kasipul constituency, as succession politics takes center stage.
Mimi nataka niwaambie kila mtu afanye kazi yake. Siku moja huyu baba Raila Omolo Odinga atakuja kuniambia mimi mwenyewe, hajawahi kuniambia kwa nini alinichagua kama katibu.
Businessman Philip Aroko detained for 7 days as court told he financed Kasipul Member of Parliament Charles Were's murder.
Through the ministry of Peter, you have called me to carry that cross and to be blessed with that mission. And I know I can rely on each and every one of you to walk with me.
Pope Leo XIV celebrates Fast Mass as leader of the Catholic Church. Also tonight, families mourn their loved ones killed in El Bagan road crash that claimed 12 lives. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Let's begin our coverage tonight. Our sign language interpreter is Catherine Simaloy. Of course, we begin with some devastating news. And tonight, 12 people died and others left injured in a road crash involving a Nissan Matatu and a lorry at Arimi along Njoro Elbagon Road in Nakuru on Thursday evening. Now, according to witnesses, the 14-seater PSV rammed into an oncoming lorry, resulting to several casualties. The injured were taken to Molo Sub-County Hospital, and Chichi Josephine tells us more.
12 people, 6 males, 5 females and 1 female student died and 5 others left injured in a road crash involving a Nissan Matatu and a lorry at Arimi along Jorel Bagon Road in Nakuru on Thursday evening. The deadly collision involved a Nissan Matatu Toyota Hiace, registration number KCB 554Y, operated by Nakuru Sacco, and an Isuzu lorry registration number KBR 024K, headed from Nyahururu to Molo. The Matatu reportedly lost control, crashing head-on into the oncoming truck.
Gari imekata brake uko sehemu za juu Cheponde. Kufika hapa amko ikakatika ama ikapasuka miguu. Ikapiga lorry.
John Murithi, a survivor who was aboard the lorry, recounted the horror. The Matatu veered off and slammed into the lorry before overturning, leaving a trail of mangled metal and devastation.
Nilikuwa natoka Nyahururu nikielekea Moro. Tukapata accident hapa Aremi. Tukagongana na Nissan ilikuwa imekuja ikatoboka mguu, ikaroro ikatukuta ikatugonga. Wasamaria wema wakakuja wakatutoa kwa gari. Na dereva akaenda hospitali, lakini mimi sikuwa nimeumia sana, ndio niko hapa. Na wao wengine wa Nissan wakakufa.
Speaking at the crash site, Elbagon MCA Peter Njuguna confirmed that the bodies were transferred to Molo Sub-County Hospital mortuary. The injured are receiving treatment at the same facility.
Tunahuzunika ya kwamba watu zaidi ya 10 wamepata kuaga dunia na manusura pia wamepelekwa kule katika mahospitali zetu. Wengine wamepelekwa Moro na watu wengine wamepelekwa upande wa Nakuru. Pia tunahuzunika ya kwamba tumekuwa na mtoto wa shule ambayo inasemekana alikuwa mtoto wa shule ya DB ambaye alikuwa anaenda nyumbani. Pia ameanza kutuacha.
Nilikuwa naokoa hii miili ingine. Sasa bila ya kujua babangu wako hapo. Sasa nilirudi kujua babangu wako hapo. Nilipopigiwa simu nikaambiwa babangu wako mochari na nikakuja leo kumuona.
Residents have now raised the alarm demanding urgent repairs to the notorious black spot, citing repeated deadly accidents that continue to claim lives.
Juzi last week kumekuwa na ajali hapa na ni haya mashimo tu na vile ambavyo hii barabara imekuwa ni nyembamba.
Kila wiki malori ya miti imekuwa ikianguka hapa. Magari madogo yamekuwa yakipata ajali hapa. Watu wa bodaboda wamekuwa wakipata ajali hapa.
Chichi, Josephine, TV 47, Nakuru.
All right, now tonight, broad-based politics took center stage in the final send-off of Kasipul Member of Parliament Charles Ongondo Were, as Raila Odinga stalwarts differed on the position of the party in regards to broad-based government, with Raila Odinga stating the importance of democracy in the party in what he seemed to defend Party Secretary General Edwin Sifuna. Now further, Raila Odinga and other leaders who attended the burial of Were now urge the investigation of Were's murder to be expedited and culprits be brought to book, with the leaders condemning smear campaigns against the late Were, insisting he was a hero to the Kasipul residents. Our senior political reporter Elizabeth Mutuku has the details.
The final journey of Kasipul lawmaker Ongondo Were, which attracted thousands of mourners, culminating residents and leaders, among them ODM boss Raila Odinga in Oyugi's Kasipul in Homa Bay County. However, the barrio turned into a theatre of politics, with Raila Odinga's stalwarts differing on the broad-based government and the stand of the party, with Raila Odinga coming in defense of the ODM Secretary Edwin Sifuna's stand over their engagements ahead of the 2027 elections.
Yes, in a political party, there's always differences of opinion on some issues. But the political party itself must have a firm stand on a particular issue. And that's why people can talk this way and this way. Ultimately, there's an official position that will be articulated by the party. And the spokesman of the party is usually the Secretary General, Mr. Sifuna. When Mr. Sifuna speaks, he's speaking on behalf of the party.
There, I expect total 100 support from the party, starting with the Secretary General. My brother Sifuna, please, I am a member of your party. I don't belong to any other party. I belong to ODM. If I fail, there is no way 2027 you are talking about. You will convince anyone that ODM can run a government.
Ya kwamba even after we donated our experts to government, ODM is not in government. Alisema mwenyewe. Na atarudia hapa. If ODM is not in government, the Secretary General of ODM cannot be in government. Surely, people.
Further, the leaders and Were's family at large called upon the relevant bodies to expedite the investigations on the slain MP, with Raila terming the murder as a political assassination.
And we know that this is actually as a political assassination. Political assassination is, we know it in this region. We've seen people who have been assassinated. We knew Tom Mboya was assassinated. He was shot by Mr. Njenga. But Njenga talked of the big man who was never arrested. You've seen others. They
also carried out this cowardly act and encouraged the law enforcement agencies, the office of the DCI, the DPP, And we in Parliament have also done our bit by helping to see the movements, the associations, and all issues around our MP on the fateful day.
The leaders and the family mourned the late Were as a brave leader who fought for the rights of Kasipul and Kenyans at large, as they condemned the social media campaign, which they termed as smear campaign against Were.
We want to find the owners of the dogs. We want to get who ordered the hit on Sir Charles Omondo Were. And as the bishop preached earlier, we are not asking those questions for vengeance. Because in the book of Romans, the Lord says, vengeance is mine, I, the Lord, shall repay.
Elizabeth Mutuko, TV47, Nairobi.
All right, now, politician and businessman Philip Aroko was today presented at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport Court after over 24 hours in police custody following his arrest in connection with the assassination of Kasipul Member of Parliament Charles Omondo Were. As Samira Mohammed reports, Principal Magistrate Irene Gishobi allowed the detectives to detain the businessman for 7 days to allow them to complete their investigations. Take a look.
Hours after the High Court issued an order compelling the Inspector General of Police to produce missing politician and businessman Philip Aroko, police officers presented him at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport Court on Friday afternoon. And in a dramatic turn of events, battery of city lawyers Dunstan Omari, Cliff Fombeta, Shadrack Wambui, Stanley Kenyanjui and Sam Nyaberi, who had appeared in court on behalf of Aroko and co-accused Edwin Odor, had to leave the courtroom in a huff after Aroko told the magistrate that he did not need legal presentation. In a miscellaneous application, the state revealed that preliminary investigations had uncovered a web of connections linking Aroko to the recent murder of Kasipul Member of Parliament.
Where we are seeking orders to continue detaining the respondent in this matter for 30 working days, to have the respondent's mobile number as articulated in the notice of motion.
According to the prosecution, Aroko has emerged as a central suspect for not only due to the alleged threats he made against the slain Member of Parliament, but also for what investigators believe was his financial role in planning the assassination.
Communication with suspects involved in this matter, with the respondent, who we believe to have been a key organizer and financer.
In her ruling, Principal Magistrate Irene Gishobi acknowledged Aroko's voluntary appearance and his assurance to cooperate, consequently allowing the prosecution 7 days.
The respondent presented himself to Wigiri Police Station when called upon by the National Police Service to do so. And that antecedent shows that the respondent is ready and willing to cooperate with the investigators. As such, I allowed the application for custodial orders, but limited to 7 calendar days in the first instance.
On the same matter, there was a dramatic showdown at the JKIA law courts as lawyers representing Lake Basin Authority Director Ebelo Cheng, also known as Dave Kolo, clashed with the prosecution over an application to have the Principal Magistrate Irene Gishobi disqualify herself from the case.
Responding to the main application, saying that they allow the 15 days. That is the main application. What has that got to do with the issue that we are talking about, recusal? How do you interject and allow them? How does it come into the proceedings? And it's going on record? Something is wrong.
Exactly.
Yes, you guys are wrong.
Samira Mohammed for TV47, Nairobi.
All right, now tonight, the autopsy report for Sam Koko confirms he died by drowning with visible signs of physical injuries. Now, the young man is alleged to have been killed by police officers after witnessing acts of brutality by Yamumbi police in Eldoret. As Quinto Fuller reports, the residents say cases of police brutality are on the rise and they're now demanding urgent and decisive action.
Earlier today, a grief-stricken family arrived at the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital mortuary in Eldoret, desperate for answers. Samuel Nkoko, their missing son, had been found dead. His lifeless body was pulled from the murky waters of the Cape Karen River in Uasin Gishu County last week. A post-mortem will reveal the horrific truth. The deceased Samuel Nkoko was not just found dead, he was brutally murdered.
That he has died of drowning. However, he has multiple injuries, including defense wounds.
Definitely there must have been a struggle, at a fight before his drowning.
His family is now calling on the relevant authorities to ensure that justice is served.
Alikuwa tu witness kwa ile vitu ambayo either serikali walikuwa wamefanya, mtoto akaangalia ndio wakamfuata baadaye. So sisi tunasema kwamba watafuta justice kwa huyo mtoto mwenye ameaga dunia. So that na sisi wazazi tuwe tumeritika.
The tragedy has sparked outrage. Local residents and human rights defenders are pointing fingers at security agencies, calling for urgent intervention by top police leadership. They say those meant to protect the public must never be shielded when accused of turning rogue.
Yamumbi Police Station, Paone Police Post na Langas Police Station. Waangaliliwe kwa makini, those officers who've overstayed 5 years, 6 years, 7 years watolewe. Hawa ndio wameinculcate culture ya impunity, drugs dealing katika area, organs trafficking katika area.
Quinto Wafula, TV 47.
All right, now moving on, Mount Kenya University has launched their University Integrated Resource Platform, a new ICT system designed to align the institution with the digital era. Now, the launch event was attended by Professor Simon Gisharu, who is, of course, the chairman, Vice Chancellor Professor Diogretes Jaganyi, ICT head John Gisharu, university leaders and students. Now, the UNIRP system aims to position MKU as a leader in digital transformation in higher education and support its role as the UN SDG 9 hub chair on the industry innovation and infrastructure. Now, the system enhances staff workflow, fosters global partnerships and secures innovation. With integrated AI features, students will benefit from real-time results, personalized learning, tracking, prompt feedback, and an efficient administration system.
That's Amasa Ishuka, which represents the Kenyan culture. Let's appreciate as the Vice Chancellor also receives his gifts.
The UNIRP analytics can recommend units based on students' academic history, creating personalized learning journey.
Now we want to go back again and ask what are these assets, so that when students go out there, they can be felt indeed they came from Mount Kenya University, because they are different from any other student from other universities. That's my commitment. That's the commitment of the board.
In an age where AI is so capable, what will distinguish the human from the technology? What are those deeply human skills and competencies that a student must have if they're to remain relevant in a workplace where AI is proliferated and is doing really well?
And with the wake of the AI, then we are going to be able to incorporate AI into all examination administration processes. And this one aligns very well in our academic research strategies.
This is our next bold step. Join us, join ICT to get to the new future. And the future is digital.
In finance, I've also been informed that the new system is more robust
and we allow real-time fee payment and expense tracking, integrated budgeting, amongst others.
Having launched UniRP, it won't solve all problems in one go, but rather it is a gradual process for adaptation and utilization.
All right, well, congratulations to the MKU fraternity. All right, now moving on tonight, Pope Leo XIV gave this heartfelt reminder during his first Mass as Pope today, with the cardinal electors and other cardinals present in Rome. Now, in his homily, the new Pope called for always better cultivating a personal relationship with Christ, and he insisted that without faith, life lacks meaning.
The newly elected Pope Leo XIV began his first homily with words in English during Mass in the Sistine Chapel with the College of Cardinals. The Pope reminded the cardinals that they are called to bear witness to the joyful faith in Christ the Saviour.
I'll begin with a word in English, and the rest is in Italian, but I want to repeat the words from the responsorial psalm. I will sing a new song to the Lord because he has done marvels. And indeed, not just with me, but with all of us, my brother cardinals, as we celebrate this morning, I invite you to recognize the marvels that the Lord has done, the blessings that the Lord continues to pour out upon all of us.
Pope Leo XIV gave this heartfelt reminder during his first Mass as Pope today, with the cardinal electors and other cardinals present in Rome, in the Sistine Chapel, the exact site where the electors, with at least a two-thirds majority, elected him as the 267th Pope on the fourth ballot on Thursday afternoon. The new US-born Pope began with a few words in English in which he thanked the cardinal electors for their trust in him.
Through the ministry of Peter, you have called me to carry that cross and to be blessed with that mission. And I know I can rely on each and every one of you to walk with me as we continue as a church, as a community of friends of Jesus, as believers, to announce the good news, to announce the gospel.
Pope Leo was elected on Thursday after 4 rounds of voting, when the white smoke poured out of the Sistine Chapel in Vatican City, signaling the election of a new pope. Cardinal Protodeacon Dominic Mambete pronounced the formula Habemus Papam, proclaiming to the city of Rome and to the whole world the news of the election of Robert Francis Cardinal Prevost as Pope Leo XIV. Peace be with all of you, or the first words of Pope Leo XIV. The first Augustinian Pope, Leo XIV, is the second Roman pontiff after Pope Francis from the Americas. Unlike Jorge Maria Bergoglio, however, the 69-year-old Robert Francis Prevost is from the northern part of the continent, though he spent many years as a missionary in Peru before being elected head of the Augustinians for 2 consecutive terms. The new Bishop of Rome was born on September 14, 1955 in Chicago, Illinois, to Louis Marias Prevost of French and Italian descent and Mildred Martinez of Spanish descent. He has 2 brothers, Louis Martin and John Joseph.
All right, so let's get to some business news. And Equity Group Holdings and the African Guarantee Fund, AGF, have expanded their partnership under a $500 million framework to unlock $1 billion in financing for SMEs across Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, and the DRC. Now, the initiative, AGF's largest guarantee engagement, aims to create or sustain over 50,000 jobs and targets women-owned, youth-led, and green enterprises. services. Now, the first $115 million tranche is already committed. Now, the partnership leverages the AFAWER Guarantee for Growth program to reduce the gender finance gap and promote sustainable business practices. It will also support green and the blue economy initiatives.
Demonstrated what we could do. $64 billion in Kenya shillings, so 500 million US dollars is not little money, because this is a guarantee that allows us to amplify many more times. And this might give us an opportunity to do 10 times in terms of disbursement of loans. So we had set aside $7 billion, which is almost a trillion shillings, and now we feel confident.
We speak about our continent. The challenges are many. In agriculture, Africa spends $35 billion per year to import food, 25 billion. And if this trend continues, we will reach 110 billion annually by 2030.
All right, to more business news, and Safaricom reported a 10.8% increase in net income to 69.8 billion shillings for the fiscal year ending March 2025. Now, total revenue rose by 11.2% to 388.7 billion shillings, with M-Pesa revenue up 15.2% to 161.1 billion shillings. Now, service revenue grew 10.8%, while mobile data and voice services recorded increases of 7.7% and 1.4% respectively. In Kenya, net income rose 12.7% to 95.5 billion shillings.
The contribution is changing more towards M-Pesa. M-Pesa now contributes 44.2% of the revenue. But we experience growth across all segments of revenue. Fixed revenue grew by 12.9%. Connectivity revenue registered a high single-digit growth of 6.5%. And of course, M-Pesa grew by 15.2%, contributing 61% of the incremental revenue growth.
The integrated customer offerings, bundled services, and personalized solutions have reduced friction in customer journeys and experiences across our customer segments. We continue driving engagement for our home and broadband customers through partnership in content.
Now, ABSA has been confirmed as a lead sponsor of the 2025 East Africa Property Investment Summit. Now, the annual event, now in its 12th edition, is expected to bring together stakeholders from across the real estate sector, including investors, developers, and policy experts. Now, key topics on the agenda include capital markets, affordable housing, logistics, and investment trends across East African countries. ABSA's continued sponsorship reflects of course, on its growth over the years.
We have a strong track record in commercial, retail, hospitality, affordable housing, and the industrial sectors. We bring that deep expertise that enables your growth and transformation. We enable this growth through strategic partnerships, and we view real estate development as a catalyst for broader economic growth, supporting jobs, SMEs, and infrastructure development.
All right, to my favorite some sporting action now. And listen up, Kenya Premier League leaders Police FC recorded a 1-0 victory over Bandari earlier today at the Mbaraki Stadium in Mombasa County. Now, the decisive and only goal of the match was scored in the dying minutes of the second half by Marvin Nabwire. Now, elsewhere, Shabana secured a 1-0 win against KCB at the Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos County, while Nairobi City Stars edged out Mara Sugar with a 3-2. Now, tomorrow's fixtures, Mathare United will face off against Kakamega Homeboys, while Poster Rangers are set to clash with Bidco United. Currently, Police FC sit at the top of the league table with 58 points ahead of Gor Mahia and Tusker. All right, so moving on, the national men's under-20 football team, Rising Stars, is expected back in the country early Saturday morning. Now, the squad represented Kenya in the ongoing under-20 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt. Assistant coach Anthony Ahulia actually was there, and he had, of course, the midfielder Kevin Wangai also left a mark in the biannual tournament after lifting the Man of the Match award in the last fixture against seven-time champions Nigeria.
Was exiting the tournament in as a better team, not conceding so many goals and not losing all the matches.
Everything is about also experience. It's about improving where you have gaps, and some of these things take time. So mine is to congratulate the entire team for the good job. I want to also take the opportunity to thank our government for the support that they've given us to be here. And I think it's now a matter of time before we start seeing now the improvement. Remember, these are the kids, these are the boys who will end up in our national senior team. So how do we keep them together? How do we keep improving their skills? How do we keep improving their conditions, consistency in participating?
Okay, so mambo matamu sasa ndo imeanza sasa. Of course, like I mentioned, tonight we have the lovely Pritty Vishy. Hebu kuja hapa. What? Yani umepaka mini inspire. Bro! You look so good.
Thank you.
Hey, salimiana, mafans uko wanakungojea. Look at you. You look so wonderful.
Thank
From
you.
112 to now?
271.
No way.
Yeah.
Hey, nakwambia ameni challenge sasa. I think utanipatia what exactly you did. Of course, pia mimi nikwe snatched, but you look amazing.
Thank you.
All right, so we will be taking a short commercial break, but of course we're coming back with Pritty Vishy. Niliona comments, but I'll show you the comments online. Everybody was so excited that you're coming on the show. Kuna mafans kibao. So we'll be taking a short break, but we're coming back with Willis and the lovely Pritty. Msiende mbali. Karibu.
Thank you.
Also coming up, we host Pritty Vishy, a Kenyan content creator and influencer who gained attention for documenting her weight loss journey and so much more.